As investors look ahead to tomorrow's new tariffs by the US on Chinese imports, President Trump is still taking issue with one major US manufacturer, Harley-Davidson. He tweeted earlier this week, quote, "Now that Harley-Davidson is moving part of its operations out of the US, my administration is working with other motorcycle companies who want to move into the US. Harley customers Harley customers are not happy with their move. Sales are down 7% in 2017. The US is where the action is." Let's discuss this further. Joining us is former Harley-Davidson senior executive Ken Schmidt and from Austin, Texas, Alan Stulberg, co-founder of custom motorcycle maker Revival Cycles. Very good afternoon. Good morning. Sorry, I'm thinking I'm on closing bell. Good morning to you both. Ken, I'll start with you. Harley-Davidson's clearly a very strong US brand. Is it important to buyers of Harley-Davidsons, whether they're in the US or outside, that it was also made in America, do you think?
Certainly important, but way more important in the United States than it is outside the United States, because Americans tend to, obviously be very pro-American in their buying choices, and Harley's always been kind of a premier American company, beloved for being American-made here in America, but overseas it doesn't have quite that strong a cachet.
Alan, you're a smaller manufacturer than the likes of Harley-Davidson.
Obviously,
are you therefore less affected by this trade dispute? And what is your take on the predicament Harley-Davidson is in?
I think my opinions about it are obviously going to be affected more at the grassroots level. I think the Harley-Davidson riders that I'm familiar with overseas, especially in Europe, the heritage of the American line of Harley isn't going to be affected by this. Obviously, they're concerned more about the pricing of the model as it compares to other options that are available in Europe. Harley's had a pretty good time in Europe as compared to the past, and I think that what they're buying is the heritage of American built, but it being made in America isn't really a priority.
But to that point, Alan, I thought the spirit of Wilf's question is American buyers of Harley-Davidson. Implied in the president's tweet is that Americans will be upset that they will choose to manufacture in Europe. Do you think that's true?
I don't think so, because I think what Harley's saying is that the bikes that are sold to the American market will still be made in America.
Ken, your take on what we have or perhaps haven't heard from Harley-Davidson executives. Of course, you were one yourself in the past. The president has tweeted multiple times on this topic and fairly aggressively at times. Should we be hearing the Harley-Davidson executives fight back more loudly?
Well, the impossible part about all this is that Harley's handcuffed. I mean, you have to look at it very realistically. Obviously, they would like to be able to swing back and let the whole world know where their collective heads are on this. But the problem with doing that is it's really impossible for Harley to do that without risking upsetting members of the Harley riding community, Harley employees, Harley dealers who happen to be proud Trump supporters. So at the thought of not alienating any of those, Harley has to be silent. And secondly, Harley realizes, given sort of the current environment out there, that anything that they do say is most likely going to incite more tweets, more angst, and more noise out in the marketplace. So, they're handcuffed.
Yeah, I guess they saw what happened to the NFL. Alan, Revival Cycles, such an interesting business, kind of a premium or maybe even super premium motorcycle shop. You don't specialize in any one type of motorcycle when you're doing your customizations and things. What do you think is the future of the motorcycle business and even manufacturing in the motorcycle business in the U.S.? Is it something more along the lines of what you're doing versus the traditional manufacturing process that we see from Harley?
I actually think that things are going towards electric. I think the heritage sound and feel of a Harley is important. Obviously, the average buyer for Harley's been creeping up in age for quite some time now. I think their average age is something along the lines of 47 years old. And as those older riders start to or stop riding, I think the younger generation is looking for something a little bit more high-tech and a little bit more convenient, and electric bikes are the way to go. Even Harley recently acquired an electric bike company called Alta in California, and they recognize the future of this. I think that things are going to shift and change in the motorcycle world, and Harley will have to evolve and change with it.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.